And we're live. Yay. Live on YouTube. Boy, it was circling for a while there, Pam. It didn't want to start up. But
Okay.
hey, everybody, welcome to the cafe. Grab your coffee or tea, pull up a chair. Let's hang out. We're going to talk in a little while about self-taught versus certified. Does the client really care? So we're going to get into certification, uh, different types of certification, because all certifications are not created equal, and certifications through courses versus through like an organization like ours, the Tarot Guild, and self-taught. Gosh, I think like probably 90% or more of tarots are self-taught. And so nothing wrong with that, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But we've got I pulled a card to finish the week, and we'll do that in a minute. But first, how you been, Pam? What's been going on? Anything?
Um, well, we spent all day yesterday in a neighboring city. My husband's stepmom passed, and she was the last parent of all of them. And it was
Mm.
kind of interesting. She'd been in extended care for 5 years.
Oh,
Adorable,
wow.
adorable little woman. And but she finally, in the last couple, she had trouble. She had dementia, so she had trouble remembering, knowing who people were. But it was odd because the last time we saw her was on her birthday a couple of years ago, and she was going. We had to be outside because COVID, so it was a few years ago. And she
Mm.
kept going around the table and naming everybody. And every time she'd get to me, she'd say, "And you're my lost one." Well, we have no idea what that meant. To
The
this
lost
day,
one.
we have no idea. Nobody knew. But it was kind of neat to get around everybody there and just compare notes and whatnot. And she had tons of costume jewelry, tons of it. Oh,
Mm.
and everybody kept saying, go find something. And I don't want it. God, I'm trying to thin my stuff out. So no, no, thank you. And finally, they wouldn't let up. So I walked over and it was all on the dining room table. And I glanced up and I saw the front half of a horse. And I thought, oh, I
Oh.
bet my sister-in-law would really like that. She's really into horses. I am too, but I'm again trying to thin things out. And I do not want a pendant of a horse. I picked it up. It's a hippocampus. And I thought,
Oh.
you gotta be kidding me. I've worked with those beings for so many years, and I thought, you gotta be kidding me. It was kind of like her final message to me saying, remember me. Oh, I always
Mm.
will. That's a fact. But it tied so many things together that have gone on for the last 50 years. I thought, wow, how cool is this? So
Mm.
anyway, that's how I spent my Saturday. Yay. And I pulled a
Yay.
card too. So you go, Dax, and see where we at.
I had all of these meetings yesterday, and it was a long day. We had the executive board meeting for my American Legion post, followed by the general membership meeting, followed by the bingo committee meeting. We're bringing bingo back to the post. We just got our license. And so there is a lot to do. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. I got to tell you.
You
So
sound tired.
I got up and I pulled a card, and I got the Page of Pentacles. So that's going to be my card for today. And it's the card to wrap up the week. So as we end the week, the energy shifts from the defensive battle of the Seven of Wands, which you might remember was the card of the week for this week that came out on Tarot Tuesdays on Tuesday. And
Mhm.
it's the energy shifting. It's shifting from that Seven of Wands to a beautiful space of new beginnings and practical manifestation. The Page of Pentacles arrives as a quiet, steady invitation to plant a new seed. This week, it may have felt uphill this week, and I know it did for me. It was a lot, but got yesterday done, and now I'm recovering, right? But you're now standing on fertile ground, holding a golden opportunity. There's that pentacle in your hand there, holding that golden opportunity in your hands. This isn't about grand gestures, overnight success. It's about the magic of being a beginner, whether it's a new health goal, a side project, or a fresh way of managing your energy. Treat your dreams with the focused devotion of a student. Stay curious, stay grounded, and remember that even the mightiest oak began as a small, persistent seed. You don't need to know the whole map yet. You just need to commit to the first practical step. And here's a master's tip. The Page of Pentacles is the quote unquote scholar of the earth. If you've been thinking about taking a course or starting a new hobby, this is your cosmic yes coming through. So there you go. A card to wrap up the week. Oh, did you pull a card today,
I
Pam?
did. I did. Oddly, I
What'd you
usually
get?
don't, but I did. Um, well, Cosmic Chicken, the I Am card, and the
The
Steel
Cosmic
Wizard.
Chicken. Oh, I missed him or her.
I know, haven't seen him for a while. Um, and really, what this card represents is the unity between your divinity and the material world. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it comes home real hard when you have to, when you have to say goodbye permanently to someone, like my husband's stepmom. But it still requires keeping your feet firmly in this reality. We're here to remember. We're here to hold in place the power that governs the universe. And that's what we're here for. Um, People say, well, you're here to learn. No, we already know. We're just remembering. And at this point, it's asking us to stay connected, because you become that holy, sacred spot between two extremes in reality, between it's incorporating and encompassing all that is. And that's when you have that complete sentence, I am. So you need to remember that, because we're going into a Mercury retrograde. All this other stuff
Oh
is
boy.
happening planetary wide. Um, I had one of my grandkids track me down last night and say, okay, I'm getting too many messages from, and how do I shield that? And I went, and you want me to tell
Mm-hmm.
you this over a text? Okay. But so it's just, people are really waking up now. People that you don't ever give up, ever, ever, ever. I mean, this kid, mom was a hardcore drug addict from the time she was 11.
Mm.
Um, Kids, just her kids, uh, wanted so much to love her, and they did. And I always encouraged it, no matter what. But then she also committed suicide a couple of years ago, and there's
Oh.
that. So it left my grandchild in a real state of flux. Let's put it that way. Um, but now that she's crossed over, I kept telling her, watch for signs, and she did, and she's getting them, and this is good, because that lets you know that we never die. We just transition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the message for today. We don't die, we transition. Keep that in mind. Don't be afraid. We're all here to remember and to hold the energies in place for
Mm-hmm.
this next evolution of the planet itself. So make friends, do it, be part of it. Not You're not a part from it, you're a part of it. Okay? There
Uh-huh.
you go.
I
And
love
that's the
when that
cosmic chicken.
I know. I love when that card comes up. In fact, I was gonna say, let me grab the Steel Wizard here. You can only get that card in the Steel Wizard deck. Yeah. And this is the gorgeous packaging and
Yeah.
uh package that you get here. And you open it up and you're greeted by this enormous book. This is all you're ever going to need if you're starting out in tarot. And then the cards are right here in the center. 88 cards, right? 88 cards. Wow. Um, that's such a good number too. That's the the master manifester number 4444 doubled 88. Yeah. I bet you never even thought of that.
I didn't think of anything. In fact, I've had other readers comment on something, some symbolism in cards, different cards. And I went, what? I had to go back and I see it now. The Maiden of Pentacles is one that some Donna Lay, De La Rose mentioned years ago. She says, I love the way you have the elephant and the whale in there. And I went, what? I went back and I looked, and in the tapestry behind her, I mean, when I'm drawing, I'm not here. I'm drawing or creating art or dancing or whatever. But anyway, I'm not here. And I realized over her right shoulder, there's an elephant, and you can see the head and the ears in its trunk. And over her left shoulder is a whale's tail, dissolving into the other part. And above her head, this is something neither one of us noticed till I got to looking, is an all seeing eye. So
Mm,
explain to me how all of that worked in through here because I wasn't here. I was allowing spirit to guide, is it? Well, allowing my own inner divinity to do this, and it did. And I'm quite
mm.
pleased. Really, I am.
Yeah,
Even if it
and
doesn't work.
it's just because I'm so much into numerology that that was one of the first things I noticed. Like 88 cards. Oh, that's the I can't talk today. That's the manifestation master manifester card. Sorry, number double. And you know, that's how I think. I see numbers first, then I see symbols, and it works perfectly because I was already into the symbology of the numbers before I got into the tarot. Yep. Yeah, yeah. So grab Pamela's deck, and I'm wondering if we go to, let's see, tarotbiz.com/steel wizard. That should take us right over there. Oh, no, it's not working. Oh, I know. I had to use the tarotguild.com because the tarot, our new website, tarotbiz.com, it won't let us do the URLs like we used to. Let me try this. Okay. And it is 16% off on Amazon, at least where I'm at here in the States, here in the Southwest. And it's $29.39. I'm going to put that in the chat for everybody. Again, it's thetarotguild.com/steel wizard. So here, let me put up the Soha. So it's like this, thetarotguild.com/ only put steel wizard, all one word. So it's STEELE wizard. And by the way, if you want to grab my new deck, this is my mom deck. I call it that because my mom passed it March of last year. So it's almost been a year, Pamela. And when Christmas was coming up, she had, one last Christmas present, and this was it.
Wow.
So yeah, I call it the mom deck. And it's gorgeous. This is the kind of images on here. Just fantastic.
Stunning. Just
Ten of
stunning.
Pentacles. And if you want a deck like that, that's really cool to use with clients because it's very attractive. It's called Soha. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm just guessing that it's Soha because I've not heard anybody pronounce it yet. But it's thetarotguild.com/SOHATAROT. And you can go grab your own copy. And while we're doing links and things, let me mention that you can join the guild, and it's $9 a month and very affordable. It's like a Netflix, right? And you get access to all of our courses and everything on our new school community. And of course, you get to hang out with all of us, right? You get to hang out with other professional readers. We help you with your business. And we do live Zoom calls 3 times a week. You can get mentoring, coaching, Q&A, discussion. And you don't have to be a tarot reader. You don't have to be wanting to learn to read the tarot or become a professional. If you're just one of our viewers on YouTube, that's fine too. If you're just an enthusiast, you can join the guild for $9 and you can join us on these Zoom calls like uh Pamela and I are on right now. And if you go to tarotbiz.com/Zoom, it'll explain all that to you. And if you're already a member, it has a link to like our calendar that has all the Zooms, 3 a week. And if you're not a member yet, it has everything you need to sign up. Let me pop that link into the chat here. And then, of course, if you want to grab us a cup of coffee, it's tarotbiz.com/coffee. And I'm going to put that in here too, even though it's already in there towards the top. I'm going to put it back in again. tarotbiz.com/coffee. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like our videos and subscribe. We're getting close now. I think we're less than 200 from 1,000 subscribers. And there's like 1,000 videos on this channel. So explore some of them. Be sure to watch them all the way through. It helps our watch hours, and click like after you subscribe. Awesome sauce. So we're going to talk about the topic. Alrighty. Actually, before we do the topic, Pam, because I'm up here by myself right now anyway, why don't I do the upcoming shows real quick? So we added a new show and Zoom call. That's why there's 3 now. And it's Tarot Tuesdays. So every Tuesday we have a show at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's US and Canadian times. And I have to say that because Pamela's here. And join us on Tuesdays. We're just going to hang out, do some readings and chit chat. And then every Thursday, we're doing Q&A, coaching, and coffee, but it's not simulcasted on YouTube. It is a private Zoom call, members only. It's not recorded, so you can say anything you want. You can ask anything you want about tarot, numerology, other things, and general life things, or about your tarot business. If you're starting a tarot business, if you're enrolled in my course and you have course questions, this is your private time to join us on Thursdays. Then this upcoming Saturday, next weekend, is Michelle's Mystic Corner. She's doing her Crown Share Saturday. So bring your deck. On this show, you can join us on the Zoom if you're one of our members and help us read for other people. What Michelle does is she picks a card of the day, and when we do readings throughout the show for people in chat, we use that same card, the card of the day, with whatever card or cards that we pull together to answer. So it's a crowd participation show, the Crown Share Saturday. And yes, they a lot of the people actually come and they're wearing crowns, different kinds of crowns, crystal crowns. I mean, you name it. And Michelle has like, I don't know, 10, 20 of them, something like that. Oh, Jimmy's here. And Jimmy says he's in the chat. He says he's trying to Zoom. Yeah, it's on the school community. There's a post for today's show. And if you click on that post, Jimmy, there's the Zoom link. You can also click on calendar at the top of the community on school. And on the calendar, you'll see today. Click on today's show. It says Psychic Cafe, and it might have like the time. Click on that. It'll open a pop-up, and a pop-up. What do they call that, Pamela? A card or something like that will pop up, and it'll have the link to the Zoom, so you can join us on here. And then we're into March already. Next weekend, Sunday, March 1st. Oh, by the way, it's not the 1st, but the next one, March 8th. We change the clocks. Well, not here in Arizona. We don't change our clocks. But it's going to be spring forward. We're going into daylight savings time. which means instead of these shows being at noon, Pam, they're going to be at 11 for me. So I'm going to be on West Coast time starting on the 8th. But on the 1st, yeah, we'll be back a week from today doing Psychic Cafe live, right? And don't forget to join us Tuesday. Yay. All righty. And then the topic today, self-taught versus certified. Does the client actually care? And it's a little bit of a misnomer because there's a lot more to it. And there's different kinds of certification and things like that. So, short answer, we're not going to make you wait. We're going to get it out of the way. Does the client care? No. Okay. But I have a caveat. But just to let you know, if you ask a tarot reader, a professional tarot reader that's been doing this for 30 or 40 years, like me, like Pamela Steele, we'll be the first to tell you that, but we have certifications. So we're going to get to that. But has a client ever asked me to see my cert? No. That does not happen. You know, uh, people hire you because they like and trust you and feel some kind of, bond. Maybe they've watched you on YouTube or something. They feel like they know you and they grow to like,
Referrals.
and then referrals from other people. Yeah, absolutely. However, does that mean that certification has no place? First of all, let's get a couple things out of the way. One is that tarot is unregulated as an industry. So similar to being a hypnotherapist, a hypnotist, hypnosis is not regulated. Life coaching is not regulated, what Tony Robbins does. Um, Success coaches, Reiki, it's hilarious. To be a massage therapist, you have to go through fingerprinting, background checks, pay a licensing fee, all this stuff. Hypnotist, no. Tarot, no. Astrologer, no. Life coach, no. So because it's unregulated, what that means is there's no formal or governmental body like there is with medicine, the American Medical Association, American Dental Association, et cetera, where you get licensed and they have set guidelines and you've got to pass tests and you got to pay every year to that organization to be a member of the AMA so that you can keep your license, and there's continuing credits. You have to do a certain amount of schooling every year. We don't have that. We don't, but we do have the Tarot Guild. And there are people out there that teach courses, and some of them just give you a certificate and they don't mention it. Others make a big deal out of it and say, this is my tarot certification course and you're going to get certified. What does that really mean? Are you actually going to be tested? If anything, the testing usually is knowledge-based testing on, you took this person's course or that person's course. Did you digest the information? And you do the course, you do the test, and here's your certificate. That's not real certification. Okay. And then a lot of them, some of them are good. I still think that, for instance, Bridget Esselmont's Biddy Tarot, she does a certification course. It's like $1,000. It's good. And here's this person, certifying you. Now, what amount of actual testing happens? I have no idea. Here at the Guild, you don't have to take our course. You don't have to take any course. You could be doing this for a week, or you could be doing this for the last 30 years and you just you want the certificate. You just want to get, and by the way, that's one reason people get certified, not for the client, but for themselves. They want the certificate. Okay. So when you join the
It
guild,
looks really good on an ad or a business card.
yeah, yeah. Well, you join the guild, you get a membership certificate. So you have that right away. You go through the certification process, and we actually have a process. We actually do testing. And then you go through the process, you get certified. And then you get that certificate. And we have 4 levels. We have certified tarot reader, which is what most people just do. The first level, they just go in, and that's the only one that there is like a written test, and then you're going to have a practical test. You're going to do a test reading for us that shows that you can do a professional reading. Unlike some of the certification boards that did exist for tarot decades ago that are now completely defunct, we're the only one left. There's some organizations that have, I think Tabby calls it the Tarot Association of the British Isles. I think they call it the Endorsed Reader Program. I think the Australian Tarot Guild might do like a certification, but none of them are like ours. Okay, we're like the last holdout, at least here in North America, that does actual certification where we actually certify. We actually go through a process. And then we also have certified tarot professional and higher. And the higher levels are based on your experience, both time, how long have you been doing this, and also your experience doing it. In other words, have you grown as a professional? And you can demonstrate that in multiple ways. You can get, for instance, certifications in other modalities. I mentioned hypnosis, life coaching, Reiki, astrology, angel practitioner, numerologist. I mean, there's a ton of other certifications that you can get, which those certificates you get adds to, yeah, I'm developing professional. I got my certified tarot reader, and I've been doing this now for 5 more years, and I've progressed. I've gotten certifications in other modalities. I've published this article, that article. I've been on 20 podcasts. I've promoted the industry. I've taught tarot. I've created my own deck. I've written a book, or I've written a lot of great articles, or I've started a podcast myself, or created a website, either informational or a blog. There's a lot of ways to show professional development. And so after 5 years go by, or the way around this, if you've been doing this for 15 years, you've already done those 5 years. So all you have to do is show your professional development, maybe show some certificates and things like that, and that you've been doing this for X amount of years. And then you can get your certified tarot reader and your certified tarot professional. The next level up from that is certified tarot master. This is somebody that's been doing this for over a decade and has a huge body of work. And in addition to showing more professional development, maybe for certified tarot professional, you got your life coaching certificate. Well, now you've got like 3 more, and you've done all these articles and written a book and published a deck, or all the other ones that I just mentioned. But in addition to that, you've made a significant contribution to the world of tarot. So we're looking for that contribution. Have you been out there promoting? Have you been on radio shows, TV, podcasts? Have you done your own podcasts and you're promoting tarot and the world of tarot? Have you brought other deck creators, authors, other teachers onto your podcast and interviewed them? And so you are promoting them as well as yourself, and you're promoting the world of tarot. So at the master's level, it's not mastery of the art, because you're constantly learning and improving on the art. And a lot of people have said this before. They've said, well, you can't certify somebody as a master tarot reader because you can never master the art, and it's an art and you can't do that. That's not what we're certifying. What we're certifying is your length of experience, your professional growth, your yes, to some extent your knowledge base, but that's all evident. Your knowledge, your mastery is evident to us when we are checking, when you're applying, we're checking all of your body of work. So we're reading your articles, we're listening to your podcast. The guild does all this, and we're looking for the mastery. We can hear it in the podcast, we can see it in the written articles that you've done, the number of classes that you taught. You can have your students write an affidavit that, yeah, I took so and so's course and it was fantastic and I learned so much, blah blah blah. He's very knowledgeable, she's very knowledgeable, and that counts, towards that. So yeah, you can, even if people don't really know who you are a lot in the tarot world, you can still show that professional development and get certified tarot reader. And then the last level is certified tarot grand master. That's Pamela. Pamela, and I don't know which side she's on in the video right now. On my screen, she's above me. But Pamela just got her certified tarot grand master. And again, it's the length of experience. It's, doing this since dirt was a new concept. It's putting out decks and books and being on these podcasts and YouTube shows for decades and decades, and teaching and going to all of the different symposiums, and people know who you are. See, if you're applying for certified tarot grand master, it's not that you can't get it if we don't know you in the world of tarot, but that's typically it. People know who Pamela is. People know who Cheryl Marchetti is. People know who the Amber Stones are. Sasha Graham. Oh God, my favorite tarot teacher just popped out of my head. I can't. What's his name? Oh my God, it just popped out. Oh God, I hate when this happens. Senior moment. Um, it'll come to
Well,
me.
you've
Who
got
am I?
Mary K. Greer, you've got
James
Rachel
Rick,
Pollack.
James Rickliff,
Yeah, there
certified
you
tarot
go.
grand.
If you haven't read James's
Oh, his
pithy
book.
tarot book, you're
Oh, it's so
missing
good.
out on everything. His
Mm,
it's get it, read it,
mm.
learn it.
So if you're well known, and we know you're well known, and you've done this huge body of work, and you've been doing this for a minimum, actually I'd have to check our certification page, I think it's a minimum 15 years. um Most of these people have been doing it for 20 plus, right? You can apply for certified tarot grand master. Now if you're not super well known, hey, that's okay too. You can show your body of work. So I'll give you an example. We've got a couple of people in Korea and a couple people in China that are Tarot Guild certified tarot grand masters. And no one here in the States, North America, Europe has ever heard of these people. But they showed their body of work. They showed proof that they've been doing this for 20 years. They've written all these tarot books. They're in their language, they're in Korean, or they're in Chinese or Japanese, but they can show that they've written these books. They can show their blog, and I can hit translate because a wonderful Google can translate it for me back into English. They can show their blog, their website. They can show their podcasts. They can show their YouTube channel and everything like that. So yes, we've had people apply that no one in the Western world even knows, but they were able to show a body of work stretching over this amount of time, and what they've done and what they've published in their native language, and how they've been promoting tarot in Korea, in Japan, in China, and I can't remember some of the other countries, but we've certified people all over the world. And so, yeah, you can still apply and get certified tarot grandmaster. So our four levels, have a whole process to it. It's not taking a course, taking a what do they call those? Multiple choice test, and that's it. And here's your certificate. It's a completely different thing. Now, because we're not regulated, are your clients like we said in the beginning, are your clients going to ask you for the certificate? No. But let me tell you something, as a hypnotist, we're taking in information all the time subconsciously. So when you're sitting here, and let me see if I can pop up my other screen real quick. Oh shoot, now I don't know if I can find it. I think I need to go OBS Studio background. That's my background here. Let's see. Can I pick another background? There it is. So here's my office background that I use when I'm on Zoom with a client. And here's one of my certificates. This is actually my mindscaping hypnosis certificate. But if you're meeting with your client on Zoom, or you're at an affair somewhere and you have it in a frame and you've put your member of the Tarot Guild membership certificate and certified tarot reader, and maybe you have certified tarot professional, and you have all these certificates behind you, either on Zoom or wherever you're at, they're probably not going to consciously ask you, but believe me, their subconscious is seeing this and is taking that in, and it's adding to your credibility. So even though no, the answer is no, your client doesn't care consciously. But let me tell you, and it's not the whole world. It's mostly actually here in the North America, especially the United States, that we are certificate happy. Have you noticed that, Pamela?
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
So it means a lot more in the States than it might mean in Zimbabwe or in Seoul, Korea, although a lot of them are getting certified, but there's this psychological thing that's built up. And so subconsciously, when they see the certificate, it's adding to your credibility. But now, why do people mostly get certified? Well, the two different ways. They take a course and they get a certificate, so they're not like seeking out certification. When they come to the Tarot Guild, they're seeking out certification, and it's for their own gratification. It's for their own, what's the word for it, Pam, here? Their own confidence, their own, it gives them a psychological,
Validity. It's
even,
that psychological validity.
yeah, and even if it's subconscious with the
Oh,
tarot reader, it it um gives gives themselves more gravitas, and you're able to, you get that certificate. I'm a certified tarot master, or I'm a certified tarot professional. uh Even if you don't think of it consciously, you subconsciously start putting that out. You start being the tarot master. And so that's why people get certified, not for the client. It's mostly for themselves. Although there is that subconscious element that if you have your certificates there, your clients are taking that in. They are. And it does look good in your bio. Certified tarot master by the Tarot Guild, I mean, and being able to put all that in your bio also, looks pretty good. Because what differentiates you on a platform? You're on a platform with 100 other readers, and there's little bios, and they're reading the bios, and then when they come to yours, you're certified by the Tarot Guild as a certified master of tarot or numerology. We do that too. It's going to differentiate you from the next person, you know, just saying. And Pam, good. You're a perfect example. I think you said in the beginning, no one's ever asked you for your certificate, but you decided to get your certified tarot master a while back. And then more recently, you decided to get your certified tarot grand master. What are your thoughts on it?
actually, there's a friend of mine, Christiana Glaudette, that's I just I just did their pixie for their symposium coming up in October, and we were communicating back and forth via email. And what I noticed was certified tarot grandmaster. And I thought, oh, how do you do that? Because it just sounded cool. The people I have known for my career, the entire thing, um, I just never really thought about it. It just, I mean, tarot professional, grand, or, all this, but it never really clicked until I read that under her name. And it just, she's phenomenal. And I really do admire the woman tremendously. So if it was good enough for Christine, I thought, well, let me check into this. So, of course,
Mhm.
come back to the guild and said, hey, guys, how do I do this? And they all went, so Dex walked me through it. And I said, well, I've already done all that. And he went, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know. You were
Okay.
easy. You were easy, unlike
Yeah, everybody says that though.
no, but unlike some of the other applicants, like the ones from Korea and China, for instance,
Oh yeah,
I have to do a lot of research. I have to
yeah.
have them send me documentation, send me their books. I have to get links so I know where to go on the web and search their blogs and look through and read stuff and translate it from Korean or Chinese. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. It's a
That's
lot of work.
well,
But
okay. About
someone like you or James Rickliffe or Sasha Graham, Sasha's never come and asked to be certified as a certified tarot grandmaster. James is a certified tarot master, but he qualifies for a certified tarot grandmaster. He's never come and asked for it. But if
no,
they were to do it tomorrow, they would be easy because I know their
exactly.
body of work, just like I knew yours.
Well, okay, and then too, like 20 years ago, and this is when it really, really hit home. Oh, stop! I don't want to talk on the phone right now. Um, 20 years ago, I got an email from a person in China, and very, very sweet, sweet person. She was starting her own tarot group, and she had
Oh, okay.
herself and five other members. And would I be okay if they used the Steel Wizard to conduct their courses? And I said, well, of course. So I packed up and sent them 6 copies of the Steel Wizard. And then I don't know, about 3 weeks later, she reached out again. They arrived. We love them. Everybody's super happy with you. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But can we translate the book into Chinese? And I said, oh, please do. So what I did, rather than have her go through the whole book and redo everything, I sent her. I had a Word document of it, and I sent her that, and just to make it easier for her, because then all she had to do was highlight, change it, and do it. And like I
Mhm.
told her, you're going to have to change because some of the wording is not going to make sense in Chinese. It's like trying to, so there's that gap in nuances and just different phrasing of different languages. But I think she thanked me 9 ways from Sunday for about 2 years. And I finally said, I think you guys are ready. Do you need me anymore? And she says, no, we're good. If you're okay with it, I said, run with it. And I've sold a lot of decks to China. So
Mm,
yeah, I guess it worked. I mean, I'm surprised they
yeah.
didn't ever.
Well, you know what? Now you're gonna. Well, I was gonna say you need to write a new book or come out with a new deck so you can, in that you can put certified tarot grandmaster Pamela Steele. But maybe it's when you come out with like edition 4 or something. I don't know. Anyway, but to wrap things up real quick, I just want to say some of the best, probably most of the best tarot readers are all self-taught. Is there value in taking a course? Well, sure. I mean, everything is readily available on the web, but there's so much of it that it gets very, very confusing. So if you sign up for my course or Biddy Tarot, her my mind is blanked again. Um, Bridget.
Bridget. Yeah,
If
that's a
you
lot.
Bridget Esselman, Biddy Tarot, if you sign up for her course or you sign up for my course, it has value because it's putting all the information in and you're learning one system or one style to get you going. And then you
Mhm.
can add or change or whatever. Do you need to take a course? Absolutely not. Like I said, probably the best tarot readers out there, if you talk to them, most of them totally self-taught. I was totally self-taught, you know,
Me too.
it
20
was
years, solitary readers, solitary this, solitary that, and then all of a
we
sudden,
didn't
boom.
we didn't have the internet. This was years
And
and
books. I
years.
found one book on tarot, and then 5 years later, my kids found another one. And
Mhm.
then 2 years after that, another one. I mean, it was
Yeah,
10 years before I had enough books in front of me so I could compare the meaning, so I could kind of filter out what this actually was supposed to mean. And
we
then I
were all
finally said,
book learned. You know,
well,
we
well,
we
I
went
tried
and got books, and we also we learned through practice. We learned through doing readings with
journaling. Journaling's the best thing you
and
can do.
journaling is great.
Always.
Yeah.
That's
So
how my books
you
got
need to
written.
take a
Journaling.
course, no, but it could help. And then as far as certification, if you want certification, come to the guild. And if you need information on it, if you're not sure, you can message me on Facebook. You can send me an email, dax@tarotbiz.com. If you want me to get on a Zoom call with you real quick for 5 minutes and explain the different levels. And basically, the certification information page and different things we have online on tarotbiz.com. I always say to contact me anyway, and let's get on a Zoom call, because um all the information is there, but even after reading the different levels and all, Pam, sometimes people don't know what they qualify for. And there are a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time, and you may already qualify for certified tarot master. And so you've been doing this for 15, 20 years, right? So what we'll do is everybody still has to get certified at each level, but you're able to go through them right one after another, instead of like the way it's supposed to work with a new person is, you join, you take my course, you take Bridget's course, you take someone else's course, or you study on your own, and you come and apply for certified tarot reader, and you get your CTR, and then you progress as a professional. And then 5 years from now, you apply for certified tarot professional, and you show your body of work, and you get certified as a certified tarot professional, CTP. And then another 5 years go by, and maybe you've written a book or created a deck or a podcast or all the things that we told you, and you show your progression. Now it's 10 years later, you can apply for certified tarot master. But if you've been doing this for 15, 20 years, just get a hold of me, because you can send me your life coaching certificate, your hypnosis certificate, your NLP certificate, your EFT certificate, Reiki, any of these other modalities, and show me what you've done. Okay. And then you'll still have to take the CTR has a written exam. It's actually a short 22 question quiz, just to make sure you know what you're talking about as far as tarot. And then we do the test reading. So everybody still has to do that. So you apply for CTR, you do your exam, we do the test reading, you get certified as a CTR, certified tarot reader, and then you can apply right away for CTP. And you have your body of work, and we get you certified at that level, and then you can apply right away as certified tarot master. you know so if you're not sure what level and everything, get a hold of me, and we'll look at your body of work. You can send me links. I'll check out your website, check out your blog, your articles you've written, your podcast. In fact, we had somebody that got certified as a certified tarot professional, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, and oh my god, it was so easy, Pamela. I mean, this lady had the website, the podcast, the articles, she'd been teaching, she had everything, certificates and other modalities. She had it all laid out, and it was like, 5 minutes. Yep, you're certified. you
Well,
know,
and if you
and
ever notice too that tarot picks the person. They don't exactly decide, wake
right.
up one morning and say, I'm going to be a tarot reader. They literally, it literally, it chooses who, and then you have the joy of now we have thousands and thousands and thousands of decks to choose from. Back in the day, I think there were like 10, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I
But
remember when I could only find like five-ish,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and now there's, 5,000. Some of them are out of
Oh, at
print,
least,
but
at least.
yeah, there
But
might be 10,000, but a whole bunch of them are out of print.
well, and of all the books that you're going to read, if you choose to, remember that journaling, and I can't stress this enough, journaling is going to give you insights that you don't even know you're getting. What I would do is I would every day, date, time, whatever. If I used a spread, whatever, and I would write down what cards came up, and then I would go through the two books that I had at the time. Well, one at the time, then two, and see what correlated. And then I would wait. And in a few days or maybe weeks, something would happen and it would click. Oh, that's what the cards were trying to tell me. And I could go back and add that to my notes. And those notes, the two banker boxes of notes and journals, let's call them, that's how the books for the Steel Wizard, the Wizard's Pets, and the Eternal Seeker were written from those
Wow.
notes in those journals.
Notes and journals. That's the
And
way
other
to
people
do it.
have used him, like when Eric was getting ready to release the Tarot Illuminati. He wrote real quick and he says, "Pam, I need basic, you know, this for the interpretations for the decks. Not but to kind of give Kim an idea where he wanted to go with it." And he says, "Can I use yours?" And I said, "Of course." So I just sent him to him. Um, this I know I could probably make a whole lot more money than I do at this,
Hmm.
but I also believe that we're here in service and that
Right, right.
helping others achieve their goals is a big part of to me, being a reader.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's about tarot's more about creating the future you want than predicting the future. And I've been saying that for a couple decades or more now. So
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy couldn't find his way on the Zoom call and said, "Well, but I'm here on YouTube, and that's okay. Maybe next time, Jimmy, you can join us. We're ending the show now anyway." But Nancy in the chat had a question. You Hi, you all. Thank you for your insight. Could you please let me know about a court case coming up? And I'm a bit nervous or bad, good or bad. Can you tell me any news, please? And Nancy, on the last show, which I think was the Tarot Tuesday show, did you ask this same question last Tuesday? Because I remember an identical question. So anyway, but I'm pulling the cards, and this is where it gets really spooky, Pamela. The cards I pulled, and this was Tuesday. I've shuffled and used my deck a lot since then. I got the same cards that I got on Tuesday. If it was Tuesday, it might have been the Sunday before. I can't remember. But I had somebody, it might have been Nancy, it might have been someone else, asked about a court case. And I got the same cards. You
Sunday.
know, it is just really weird. Now they're in a little bit different order, but still same cards. So I pulled four cards. I don't know why I didn't pull five like I normally do, or three. I pulled four. It's weird. Anyway, it's kind of bookmarked by these two cards on each side. And they are, if we can get it to work here, the Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I don't think you have anything to worry about. The Three of Cups seems to indicate you're going to be celebrating about this. And the Wheel of Fortune, it's turning in your favor. Now, the two cards in the middle, Eight of Swords, and this is the same thing I said last Tuesday. Again, don't know if it's the same Nancy, same person. You're overthinking this a lot. Okay. And that's why you feel trapped, but you're really not. You can find, you could easily just wriggle your way out of those bonds, take the blindfold off, see the path out through the swords. Swords are thoughts and ideas, and you're surrounding yourself with all these thoughts and ideas. The other card, the magician. You're really in charge here. You can manifest getting through this court case. Anyway, those are the cards I got. And I'm telling you, Pamela, the more we do this, the more eerie it gets. I love the synchronicities, but holy cow. And what was it the other day we were on, and Bonnie Chevet was with us, and
It was
Bonnie,
Sunday. No,
Tuesday, wasn't it?
Tuesday. I think it was
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And Bonnie and I were getting the same cards, and
Yeah.
it was crazy, absolutely crazy. Oh, Nancy says, oh my god, thank you. Yeah, Nancy, it's you're overthinking this. You're worrying too much about it. Um, and the magician card, to me, Pamela, getting the magician card, I feel like Nancy can do something. That she has agency. She's not.
Hmm.
It's what she does, maybe with her lawyer, or working with the lawyer, or something, or new information coming up, or I don't know, but it's like you have some kind of agency here where you can make the court case come out better. What was that you were showing? You had the was
Just
it
the
Ace of Swords?
ace of swords. It was the ace of swords that came up, and I was just going to put my deck away, and it fell apart, and that was the card that was up. And I thought, okay, it's the beginning of victory. Lawsuits in your favor, et cetera, et cetera.
There you go, Nancy.
The only caveat to that is pay attention to what you're telling yourself. Pay attention to the thoughts, because you're programming yourself moment by moment with how you think and what you're thinking. So stop
Mhm.
wanting and choose your reality.
Yep. What does the magician do? The magician chooses their own reality, like you said. They manifest what they want. They're using magic. They are manifesting what they want. So I feel like if you focus on how you want the outcome to be, and just imagine, visualize. I don't know how it's going to come out. I don't know if you actually have to go to a courtroom, but if you did, if it was that kind of situation, just imagine being there. Imagine talking to the judge. Imagine the judge slamming down the gavel, in your favor. Imagine the outcome that you want. Imagine it coming out of his or her lips. Okay. Rather than the Eight of Swords, where you're focused in your thoughts and about everything that can possibly go wrong. And then you're just attracting that in. And Nancy says she's donating a cup of coffee. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And if someone wants to send us a cup of coffee, again, that's tarotbiz.com/coffee. Tarotbiz.com/coffee. And we got to get out of here. I thought this was going to be a half-hour show.
Oops,
Oops,
don't think.
we went a whole hour, but it's so much fun just hanging out and talking to you on Sundays when you're here, Pam,
Thank
which
you.
has been most of the time lately, actually.
Yeah,
Well, bye, everybody. We will see you on Tuesday.
thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks for being here. Okay, we are